Hey everybody, I'm Alex Garza and I am so excited to be the 2017 brand ambassador for EcoTools. Their brand is amazing. They're all about innovating and making you feel beautiful. They're socially responsible and all their products are eco-friendly. So I really love the line. I'm super excited about this. And today I put together this really pretty kind of like daytime, fresh, glowy look for you guys. And I'm also going to share with you some common makeup mistakes that are really easy to avoid and easy to fix. And to do that, I'm going to be using all the new EcoTools sponges, their anniversary collection, and just all of their new brushes. They're incredible. You guys are going to love them. So thanks so much to EcoTools for partnering with me and sponsoring this video. I hope that you guys enjoy it. And also check out the one I did on my channel. It's my top 5 beauty resolutions for this year. So let's go ahead and get started with this look. Okay, to get started, I'm going to prep the face with a little bit of a hydrating primer just to give my skin some moisture, help my makeup last all day. And I'm going to blend it in using the bigger sponge from the Perfecting Duo that's going to launch this year. Super excited about it. So what I do is I usually like dampen it with some water under the sink and it gets really big. And it's great to use with primer or foundation. I've been using it for a couple months now and I really love it. Moving on to a little foundation, I'm sticking with liquids and using one of my favorite ones. I want something kind of like a medium coverage that's a little bit glowy and lasts all day. So I'm just going to dot this all over. And then I'm going to go back in with that same sponge that we used for the primer and just start to bounce it all over the skin and kind of tap it out. You don't want to immediately start like blending down. I think that's a big makeup mistake that a lot of people do is they go in and they almost use this like a brush and they just start to blend it out. And you really want to take your time with it and spread it out evenly before you begin to like move in circular motions or like up and down. That's going to give you the most even amount of coverage and it's going to look really natural that way. Okay, so now that the skin is even, we can go in and brighten under the eyes a little bit, conceal those dark circles. So I think another common makeup mistake that a lot of people do is they want that really bright-eyed, fresh look. So they'll go in with a concealer that's like 3 or 4 shades too light for them and it's like bright white under the eyes. You definitely want to brighten, but I would say just like 1 shade lighter. It'll give you that same effect, but it will still look really natural and it will blend a lot easier. It'll look better in photos. You know, I always think just a little bit more natural is better, especially if you're a beginner with makeup. You don't want to do anything too crazy until you practice and play around and see what you like best. But for me, I just like 1 shade lighter. Okay, and same thing, you just want to stipple and bounce that into your skin. I also take a little bit up over the eyelids as well to kind of act like an eyelid primer for shadow, and it also evens out any discoloration that you might have on your eyelids. I tend to get a little dark there, so I like to brighten that eye up too, and like right in the inner corner there too, I get dark. Once your concealer is blended out, I like to set that area right away because I tend to crease right under my eyes a little bit. So what I'll do is I'll take this controlled setting brush. I love it. It's like the perfect size for under your eyes. And then I'll also take my sponge and I'll blend it out like right before I do it just to make sure there's absolutely no creases. Go in with my setting powder and just tap it on and lightly set it. That way it lasts all day, it doesn't budge, and it doesn't crease. And then moving on to the rest of the face, I'm going to take this big powder brush. It's awesome. I think it's made of like 70,000 brush hairs or something crazy. And it's like a big dome shape. It's perfect for powder, bronzer, blush, but today I'm just going to use it for powder. Tap it in, and then same technique, I just pat it on. I just want something that's going to cover a larger area so we can get done pretty quick. So I want to keep this routine just quick and simple. When I was younger, I could never get my makeup to last all day. And I was always like, why won't it last? Why won't it last? I'm doing everything right. And I always forgot to set with the powder. So if you don't set with the powder, definitely try it out. Your makeup will last a lot longer. So now that the skin is even, we really want to go in and add some color back to our skin and give it some depth. So here's where you'd either bronze or contour or both. So if you want to contour, stick to something a little cooler, more gray tone to actually give you a shaded look and a contoured look. And if you just want to be tan and bronze, you can go with something a little bit more warm toned with a little bit of shimmer in it and it'll be really pretty. That's what I'm going to go for today. It's like the dead of winter right now and I need a little color and a little life to my skin. So I'm going to use one with a little shimmer. Okay, so if you're going to do a shimmery bronzer like I am, this brush is great. It's called the Blending and Bronzing. It's a dual fiber, so it's going to give you more of a subtle look, and it's going to be really easy to blend that in to your powder and to your foundation, so you don't have any harsh lines or anything like that. So I'm going to go first on my forehead, or just around the edges. I'll take a little bit underneath my jawline. A little bit down my neck and chest. Don't forget about that. And then instead of really contouring our cheekbones, I'm just going to bring it up almost like I would a blush. Bring it up a little bit higher and still get a little bit in that cheekbone area. Where the sun would normally hit you is kind of like the top of the cheekbones right here. You can bring it up a little bit into the temples. And then I run a little bit through my eye like this. Just gives you a little quick definition. And of course a little bit over the nose. And kind of just all over because I like a lot of bronzer. Next, we're going to move on to some blush. It's going to really finish off the face. It's going to make you look alive and bring some color to your face. I love a good pop of blush. I just think it looks so pretty and girly. So I'm taking this one. It's kind of like a rosy tone. It does have some shimmer in there, which is really pretty. And I'm taking it on this stippling brush, also from the Anniversary collection. It's called the Airbrush Finishing. And you can definitely use this as a finishing brush, but I also like it as a blush brush because it just adds like the perfect amount of blush. And if you're working with something really pigmented, you can go ahead and tap a little bit off on the back of your hand, and that way it's just really natural when it goes on, and you don't have to worry about like bam, some pink or like a red on your cheeks. It'll be a little bit softer. You don't even need a highlight because this has just enough shimmer to give you some glow. Just on the apples of the cheekbones and then bring it back into that bronzer. Okay, so I said you definitely don't need a highlighter, but that doesn't mean I'm not going to use one because it's one of my favorite things. I just love a super glowy look. And I'm going to take the highlight brush from the Highlight and Contour Duo. It's kind of like a nice big fan brush. Just a little bit on the top of the cheekbones. I like how this isn't super controlled. It's more of just like a nice glow all over the face. You know, it's not too like specific. That way it looks really blended out and really natural, almost like you're glowing from within instead of just like, whoa, you have a lot of highlighter on your face. If you ever feel like you get too much, you can just go back in with your powder brush and kind of just do a once over on everything and blend it all together, and it will tone everything down. Next, I'm going to take the angled crease brush from the Anniversary collection, a little bit more of my bronzer, and just do a little more detail work in that crease. It's just a daytime look, so I don't feel like I need to go in and do a smoky eye or anything like that, but just a little bit of color on the lids, a little bit underneath the lash line, really makes your eyes pop. And it's like super quick. You don't need another product. Using bronzer on the eyes is one of my favorite tricks because you know it matches your face, you know it looks good, and it's also going to go good with the look that you have that day. So it kind of gives you this nice monochromatic look, and you just don't have to think about it too much. You just know it's going to look good. Next up, I like to give my eyes a little bit of definition, so I'm just going to go in with some mascara. I don't need it on the top because I have lash extensions, but obviously if I didn't, I would be applying it top and bottom. Okay, so moving on to brows, I like to fill them in a little bit, but I do like to be careful here because I think you can go overboard very quickly. So I like to stick to something that has a little bit more of a cooler undertone, kind of gives it more of a natural look, and just be really light-handed with it. So I'm just going to go ahead and carve out underneath. I'm not trying to like bring out a whole new brow shape or anything like that. I just want to kind of lightly enhance what I already have, fill in the sparse areas where it needs a little bit more color, just where you think you need it. And once you're done filling it in, I just take the spoolie from the Anniversary Set and blend everything out. This is great also if you did end up going a little too heavy-handed with it. You can hold it a little bit closer to the tip and use a little bit more pressure, and it will really give it more of a natural look and kind of take away some of the powder or some of the pencil that you laid down. So you can really use it to your advantage, the spoolies. They're really good. Okay, brows are done. Okay, and now we are ready to move on to lips, my favorite part. I always like to do a rosy nude during the day. I think it gives me just enough color, but it also isn't anything too intense, like a red or a bright pink or anything. Rosy nudes are my go-to. So I'm going to take a little bit of lip liner and kind of fill in my lips. I overdraw a little bit because I like a little bit of a bigger lip, and then we'll fill in with some lipstick and gloss. Okay, filling in with a little lipstick. One of my biggest makeup mistakes to avoid is always use a lip brush. The Anniversary Set comes with this one. It's an eye and lip blur. It's great for blending out your lipstick. So you never want to see a line from your lipstick to your lip liner. You always want to blend it out. Even if you think, nope, I can't even see one. There can't be one. There's one there. So you really want to make sure you blend it out. No harsh lines. Everything is smooth and blended. Trust me, it makes the biggest difference, especially in pictures. Like when you can see that dramatic lip line, it just doesn't look good. So I always blend it out. Looks so much better. Top it off with a little clear gloss. Okay, so I hope that you guys enjoyed watching me put together this daytime glowy and fresh makeup look using the new EcoTools sponges and the Anniversary collection. Don't forget to check out all of the new EcoTools brushes. They're amazing. I really love them. I'm super excited to be their brand ambassador this year. So thanks to EcoTools for sponsoring and collaborating with me on today's video. Don't forget to check out the one that I did on my main channel all about my beauty resolutions for 2017. And I'll see you guys over there. Bye.